It was only a matter of time before I had to talk about somebody from TikTok. Today we're looking into a woman that goes under the name Tophiachu. No relation to Asperchu, Pamperchu, or Sonichu. Tophia makes content primarily on TikTok and has only fairly recently gotten attention from the internet as a whole. Main highlights of her is that she's lazy, lives with her parents in a motel and doesn't work, dreams of internet fame, and streams all the time, which, now that I think about it, that kind of sounds like Jared Genesis and Chris Chan. But Tophia lives with her mother, who she calls Mamachu, and her mentally unstable father, and also her brother. Now, what I found surprising about her when I first learned about Tophia is her age. She's 29, but I thought she was way older than that. I don't know if it's a bad diet because she do be chugging Mountain Dews like they're going out of style, but she does not look 29. She looks way older than that. But the Tophiachu lolcow saga has really just begun, but there's some significant events within the world of Tophiachu already. And let's get into that, but first, a word from our sponsors. This video is sponsored by no one really, but I do have a novel for sale on Amazon called Renegades Volume 1 Rise. It's set in the far future in an alternate dimension and involves a ragtag group of unlikely heroes calling themselves the Renegades teaming up to stop a dangerous madman and his terrorist organization from finding a hidden superweapon that will allow him to conquer the world, as is tradition for supervillains. In order to stop him, the Renegades will have to go up against all sorts of deadly threats, including mechs, evil megacorporations, soldiers, and even a cyborg ninja. Yeah, that happens. It's a wild, action-packed ride full of fun and interesting characters, and there's a sequel on the way that will hopefully be out later this year. You can check it out on Amazon at the page below, available in digital, paperback, and hardcover. Also, be sure to check out Tales of the Edgeworlds Volume 1 that's now available for pre-order. It's a sci-fi comedy anthology series featuring yours truly and others getting into all sorts of batshit insane trouble. It's 4 stories in one wild package and it releases August 25th, 2023. The link to the Amazon page will be in the description also. I also now have a website. It's got some short stories on there, commissioned artworks, as well as links and more information about my books. I'll be posting some smaller writing projects there in the future, so be sure to check that out and subscribe to it if interested. Alright, back to the video. A few things stand out to me about Tophia. For one, she really loves Mountain Dew. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if 90% of her body fluids is Mountain Dew at this point.
I'm the one that has mental problems because of what he's posting and they're blaming me. At the same time, if it's not my fault, then they have to stop blaming me. I'm not the one who's complaining about it.
She drinks copious amounts of this stuff to the point where it's kind of alarming. Her health in general is concerning, as there's a video of her puking on live stream, and she even talks about breaking one of her teeth while eating something. Whenever I see her drinking a ton of Mountain Dew, I just think of that Wilford Brimley clip where he goes diabetes. Now, I said in the intro that Tophia really wants to be famous on the internet and be a content creator as a form of income. I believe at one point she even said she wanted to be the next Mr. Beast, which, I mean, you know, Mr. Beast does a lot of good work with charity and stuff. I mean, respect that guy. But I don't think she's getting there anytime soon, man. I'm not trying to be the dasher of dreams here, but I don't think she's getting there. There's nothing inherently wrong with, you know, wanting to be a content creator and maybe making money while doing that. Nothing inherently wrong with it. Plenty of people make their living as being live streamers or YouTubers or whatever. But the thing is, you kind of have to make something people want to actually watch, especially if you're going to make this your bread and butter. Like, if you're just doing this just for fun, you know, and maybe get a little bit of income on the side while you have a day job, that's fine, you know, do whatever you want. But the problem is Tophia's content is...
To the question, don't complain, no one asked you. Why are people so like, they complain over jobs? This is the thing that I don't like about a job. You have to go to work. You hate your job. Everyone hates your job. It has to go work. So why are we arguing over jobs? Come on now. Alright, you're in the comment section pressed over someone saying that their life is like they don't have time to research something because they have a busy life with their job. Come on. And it's not only that. There's people going into other Asian creators' spaces on like TikTok. Apparently, people who spend all their time on TikTok going live, the Asian creators, they're going into their spaces, asking them if they have a job, and then telling them they need to go get a job.
It's not great. Maybe there's just something wrong with me, but seeing someone just sitting in front of a camera and not doing much and just talking or complaining about stuff, especially not like in a funny way, just isn't all that interesting to me. Because there are people that can do that in a comedic way, though. Like, even though he didn't do it in front of a camera, Grade A, Under A was a good example. He had these comedic rants about stuff. They were entertaining. Like, he was witty, he was funny. But Tophia's just not there. But the reason Tophia wants to be an internet content creator / celebrity or whatever is because to her, she views it as easy money because she does not want to get a job.
Oh, that should be a wake-up call for you. I do not want to work ever again at a job. I don't have to. How do I say this? Because I don't want people to think that that's what I'm thinking. But if I get a job, I would not be living. Okay, is that what you want? Because let's be totally honest. I'm tired of people telling me I can't do what I love. I can't get it across to people any more clear.
Yeah, she really does not like working. From what I've heard, she did actually have a job at a Dunkin' Donuts at one point, but she was fired due to poor hygiene, which, just going off of how she looks in these videos, I can definitely see that being an issue. But after that, she just never wanted to work again. Look, I understand work sucks. I'm willing to bet if you gathered 1,000 people and offered each of them $15 million on the spot if they quit their job and promised to never ever get another job for as long as they lived, I bet the vast majority of people would take that deal and never work again. The problem is Tophia's lazy personality also carries over to her content production, so if she wasn't living off her parents, I'd imagine she'd be in an even worse situation. It's also ironic that she shits on minimum wage and fast food workers for having jobs they have, yet she's constantly asking what are probably those very same people for money. Make it make sense, Tophia. Another noteworthy thing about Tophia is she complains about racism and fat phobia. But there are clips of Tophia saying some pretty racist shit herself about Hispanics and black people. What makes this funny is her mom is Hispanic and her dad is black.
These Mexican women, some of them literally just have the nerve to talk crap in Spanish, like if nobody's gonna notice. And literally, it's like you're here, literally, able to work. You're lucky the president has not sent you to Mexico, like, and you're over here complaining. So anybody that wants to post a video saying that I'm racist towards black people and I'm black, that's not racism. I don't consider myself a burnt color, okay? When you look at things, it's African. When you look at it, it's African American. Idiots in my DMs messaging me telling me they're black when I don't give a fuck. When you just sat there and said, so what if I'm white? If you are black, saying that white people can use the N-word, then you're a coon. How about that?
As I mentioned, their house is pretty nasty looking, or should I say was. And would you be shocked if I told you Tophia has roaches? Big ass roaches.
Buns, they just look really weird. For some reason on me, I tried, it just doesn't look right.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
If I saw that in my house, I would be rigging up a flamethrower and just burning the bitch down, because good lord, man, that was huge. I remember this saying from somewhere, I forget where I got it from, but it went something like this. You may see one roach, but there's never just one. So I'd be terrified to see how bad it really was in there. You'd think you'd call an exterminator, right? Nah, they didn't. Nah, it'll be fine. To be honest, I don't think they can afford to get a professional exterminator in there, and it kind of doesn't matter anymore. So there's a member of the family that I haven't given too much detail on, and it's Tophiachu's father, who is also called Papachu. Papachu, according to Tophia, is bipolar. And I've heard some people say that he's schizophrenic too. I'm not a psychiatrist, so I can't be going around, diagnosing people over the internet. But just looking at some clips of him, there is definitely something going on there. Like, I don't think he's altogether there. And I've heard from other people's videos on Tophia that covered him that he was once addicted to meth, given his teeth, because his teeth, there's something, I don't know if he's not brushing his teeth or what, but there's something going on with his teeth, so I can see that. I can definitely see someone thinking that he got the meth mouth going on. But I'm not sure about the validity of the meth claims, but the father has enough going on with him that you could make an entire video about him specifically.
The white man in government throughout the world, I have no use or utility for that type of ignorance and stupidity. Remove yourself or be removed, and then kill yourself and your family and your friends and all your associates. Beginning at age 16, smoking and porn will be legal. Anyone 16 and older can visit, obtain porn, and smoke. Prostitution is to be legalized. I want the streets full of prostitutes. I have my reasons. Make it happen, government, around the world.
Yeah. Moving on, I don't really have a comment on that. But going back to Tophia for a second here. So they were all living in an apartment, right? And the father was supposedly paying the rent. I say supposedly because it turns out he wasn't paying the rent and he hadn't paid it for 3 months. And Tophia's entire family were facing eviction. It also doesn't help that Tophiachu was setting fires in the apartment. I'm sure the landlord loved him. I'm sure they got along like best buds with that shit. You're probably wondering how we know that he was lighting fires in the apartment. He uploaded videos of him doing this, and a neighbor compiled all these videos and went to the leasing office, obviously concerned that he might burn the entire complex down. And the funny thing is, apparently, they were already about to evict them anyway. So the neighbor going to the leasing office probably didn't do all that much, but just make them do it faster or call the police. But Tophia, instead of getting a job to, pay off the rent or find a new place for him to live, decided to go online and try to raise money. She even started a GoFundMe and used that to raise money. Now, I'm not gonna shit on somebody for using a GoFundMe, especially because, look, I don't think anybody needs me to tell you this, but this economy is fucked right now. Like people are hurting out here, people are struggling out here. I mean, people have always been struggling, but it's gotten worse over the last 3 years. So I'm not gonna shit on somebody for needing a GoFundMe, especially some unforeseen expense just comes up that you just cannot afford and you need help. I'm not gonna shit on you for that. But in Tophia's case, instead of using that money to, go towards paying rent or getting a new apartment or something, she and her brother decided to go to Comic-Con. Yeah, just abusing people's goodwill. Not only did she spend the money at Comic-Con, she also spent money people gave her on freaking Fortnite skins of all things. And there's one video of her spending $30, yes you heard me, 30 USD, for a Goku skin.
Nice. I literally cashed out, I cashed out $27. Respectfully, I'm just kidding. I didn't care. That's not all I got, but I only cashed out what I was gonna purchase. I know you guys are gonna get mad, but I really wanted the skin so badly.
Tophiachu spends $30 on Fortnite skins instead of helping out with rent.
That is sick. Wait till my brother sees this. He's gonna be like, dang, you just bought that?
I guess she thought if she bought the skin, Goku would be like, hey, it's me, Goku. Your rent looks pretty strong. Mind if I fight it? Well, the rent must have been on that Z Broly power level because Goku clearly got folded because that rent did not get paid. But this lady on TikTok named Auntie Karen, this is a funny name. This is funny, I'm sorry. Called her out on this, and Tophia's reaction was priceless. Unfortunately, she muted herself, so we don't know what she said, but she clearly didn't appreciate being called out and Auntie Karen telling everybody to not give her money.
You did spend money. You did spend money going back and forth, going to Comic-Con. You wasted money going to Comic-Con when you could have when you could have put the money towards your moving costs. I don't think anyone should give you money to move. I don't think anybody should do that. And if you do give her money to move, that's on you. That's what I think. I think you're scamming people. Tophia, don't do that. Tophia, don't do that. Tophia, don't do that. Tophia, don't do that. I need you, listen, Tophia, I need you to understand what we're trying to do here. Tophia, come down on you harsh. I'm not trying to come down on you harsh. Unmute your mic so we can talk about this. I want you to understand why this is happening and where this is coming from. What we don't want to happen is people to be sending you money. You have the ability, Tophia. Listen, I'm gonna drop you, Space Kid. I'm gonna drop you here. Tophia, unmute your mic. Unmute your mic. You're muted right now. Unmute your mic. This was not my intent, Tophia. This was not my intent. I listen. All right. Hopefully she joins back. I'm gonna just go ahead and end it here.
This angered a lot of people, and I totally see why. And it caused her to get way more hate, which I think is warranted. And Tophia's response to the Karen call out was... it was something.
But I had to go into her live stream. I had to defend myself. If I didn't go live, I would have been labeled a scammer because I didn't go into her live stream. I literally tried to defend myself. And they keep insisting that's not an edited photo. I can't, it's not fair. They get to harass me all the time.
Yeah, welcome. You know what? You guys are all sick. You are very, very sick people. I want nothing to do with you. None of you. None of your asses. You're gonna make people homeless? You're sick. You're very fucking sick. And don't say anything to me either. Oh, laugh my ass off. I'm not being fucking funny either. All of you are sick.
I wasn't scamming
You're not
people,
scamming
though.
people.
I really needed that money to get out of here.
Because you made us homeless. All of you did. And you're still at it. And you're still trying to make us more homeless. Very sick.
I love how she stops crying and makes sure the stream is still going and the camera is centered on her. Totally not trying to sympathy bait for being called out for scamming people and hoping that they would give you more money that you would then spend on Fortnite or DoorDash or something other than your living situation like you said you would. There's another wrinkle to the story that's kind of loosely related to the eviction. You see, Tophiachu was arrested back in November on 3 accounts of false imprisonment. Then he got out somehow and was then arrested back in January for starting the fires in the apartment. While Tophia and them were trying to scramble money to avoid being evicted or whatever, he was in prison or in jail. But after all of this, they ended up having to move out and living in a motel. Tophia lives in a motel with her mother, and she still streams, and she uses a fake background to hide the fact she's in a motel because she had apparently doxed herself a few times at other motels, either by deliberately, saying where she was or revealing where she was, or people just being internet detectives and figuring it out and getting her kicked out. But she still streams while on TikTok, and the little money she gets from that, she spends on DoorDash while her dad is still in jail, and she complains about not having money. But again, she's spending all of her cash on DoorDash and Fortnite and all this other shit that she doesn't need. Priorities, am I right? So there's one other incident that I think really got people to pay attention to Tophia and caused a lot of people to go after her, and it was this incident where she was live streaming and she showed off her iPhone and she had Safari open and she made the mistake of turning the phone sideways. When you do that on an iPhone, it shows all the tabs you have open, not just the one you're currently on. And there was something in her tabs that made some alarm bells go off.
Asian teen corn here. Does it say that anywhere?
Right here. It's cut off. It says teen Asian and it's cut off.
But okay, this is X videos.
She had a tab up that said Asian teen on a porn website. The site in question was X videos. And a lot of people were angry at her about this and started calling her a pedophile. Now, what I'm about to say is probably going against the grain here, but to me, this isn't enough to warrant calling her a pedophile. The reason why I say that is because teen is a category, and teen typically means anywhere from 18 to 19, or people who are actually older than that but could pass for 18 and 19. Hell, some sites will use that as a category for anyone between 18 and 30, based on people who are young. It's not a definitive indicator of her being into minors. And I've seen people make the arguments that X videos isn't as regulated on uploads as, for example, Pornhub. And I think that's a fair point, but then we'd have to prove she is deliberately looking for underage Asian men. Because if she, clicked on a video and didn't realize it was CP and it wasn't immediately obvious that the person in the video is a minor, I don't think it'd be fair to call her a predator for that. As it is right now, the worst I can say is that it's weird and creepy, especially since she does seem to fetishize Asian men, especially Korean boy band members. But I think people are jumping the gun a little bit and calling her a pedophile, especially since we don't know specifically what video she was looking at and if the people in the video are minors. So I need something a little more concrete before I would call her a pedophile. I did hear this other thing that she had a Pinterest full of images of Asian men, but I have no idea if any of these have been confirmed to be underage, and no one I've seen that covered the situation has stated that. I've seen one comment on another Tophiachu video claiming the Pinterest had minors on it, and obviously if that's true, then we have a problem here, and yeah, we need to get Chris Hansen involved. But that's the only person I've seen claim that. Like I said, it was a comment on a video. No one else I've seen has said that or confirmed that. So I don't know, take that with a grain of salt. But she also actually showed another porn tab with a similar name, but this time this was on Pornhub, and that also caused more people to get angry at her because, she just did it again. But these incidents just rile people up, and they went after her for this and started calling her a predator and joining her live streams to shit on her and all that kind of stuff.
Girl, we saw that porn, the Asian porn. What was that about?
What?
Girl, what was that about? Hello? Tophia? We saw the teen Asian porn, Tophia. Speak up on it.
Goodbye. This is why I don't add people to the live stream.
And yeah, she's just built up an entire, I don't want to call them a fan base, but I guess viewer base of people who just hate her guts. And after the scamming thing, I think they have very good reason to. So that's a brief overview of Tophiachu. I don't see the story having a happy ending, because whenever she gets to a point where she can't sustain herself off TikTok, she's really gonna have a bad time, because I think enough people know that if any money they give her is not going to go towards, you know, like housing or anything like that, she's just gonna spend it on frivolous shit. As far as getting another job goes, if she got fired from a freaking Dunkin' Donuts of all places, I can't imagine there'd be too many places that she'll be a good fit for. I wouldn't be surprised if she does something that causes her to get kicked out of that motel, either because she can't afford it or something else happens. And I said it earlier, but it is still wild to me that she would shit on people with jobs, even if they're low income jobs, where the whole source of income hinges on other people giving her money. Like, have some self-awareness, please. And also, just the ego on this lady is just unreal, considering where she is and, you know, how she's living. But I don't know. But let me know what you guys think, and if you like this video, please consider subscribing and leaving a like or comment. And I'm gonna head out.
You